this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life, and welcome back to the Kitaholic Kits. And there's my inspiration piece for today. So we got the kits in, and our challenge for this month is to not use a full sheet of 12 by 12 pattern paper. Now we can use cardstock, but we can't use the pattern paper. So the one person that I do know that barely seldom ever really uses a full sheet of paper is Missy Whitten. So I dug into my Missy Whitten, Pinterest board and went and found what works the best. And this particular layout is gorgeous. I love that it's fall based because the photo that I am scrapping here is of my son and daughter. Well, we were stationed in Germany. We went to the Triberg waterfall, and it's got all of the tones that the store has. Like all of what this has and what the kits have, this picture has, and it works out perfectly because it was like August time frame, but it starts to get cooler in Germany at that time. So we were still in shorts and stuff, but it is a cooler day, and it is of my daughter and my son. Their bond is not like any other. I mean, my son is now, there's 9 years between them. So my son is a sophomore in high school, and my daughter now is a second grader, and it works out wonderful. Their relationship it's still similar, in the respect that they're still kids and they're still, brother, sister, but they don't argue as much as, say, if they were closer in age or something like that, on the respect of their dynamic. So it works out wonderful. And this is just one of the few pictures that I have of where my daughter just pulverizes my son, and Austin just takes it and goes with it and loves it and calls it kind of like call it a day. So here I am, I'm placing down the little bits that I want to use. I know that I'm going to use a lot of the florals in here, and I get out the tags that I like right here. And I do a lot of fussy cutting off camera because I want to get rid of a lot of the white and try to just do more embellishment based, I guess, if you want to call it that, for this. So I went off camera and I fussy cut a lot of the white space off, and then I start to go to town. I do a bunch of fussy cutting off of these leaves that were in my stash. So the other thing that Stephanie allowed us to use is stash products. Well, I have this collection, so what I decided to do is that I'm going to maximize this collection, and I got out all the pieces that I have and used it that way. The only thing I didn't grab was the papers because I got the paper kit with this too because last month I ran out of paper. You guys all know that I got to my 6th layout and I ended up having absolutely no paper left but one. And so I had to go into my stash. So I'm going to try and see if the paper pack is what I need and just be able to pull from my stash. And it works out well. I do absolutely love pulling from my stash because I'm able to use up quite a bit of my stash items with the kit and hopefully not put too much back into my kit. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm, I guess, why I like using my stash along with the kits that I get. And Steph has a pretty good different collections of putting it together, and it works out perfect. So here I go, and I get out my gesso and I want to soften up. As you saw in my last layout, I did this as well, and I love this technique. This is my favorite technique to do it, and I absolutely love how this turns out. So in the still shots, you'll see some of the softness behind it, and I don't mind that you see the gesso with this particular one because I really wanted a soft glow to this particular layout. And If you follow Missy Wooden for any amount of time, you know that she softens up her papers all the time with white gesso. I just don't use my finger like she does. I use a sponge because the sponge to me works just a little bit better for that part. And I do get out some thread and I pull in some blues and some like a minty type color there, just because I love how that turns out for, you know, for that part. And I did get the stickers, and I have extra stickers, and I have the extra embellishment pack. And I use my close to my heart micro scissors to do all my fussying. So now here I come in with 3 different colors from Shimmers for my stash. One is Spritz Chance of Rain. The next one is Vibes Ginny Bee Blue. And Shimmers Heavy Metal. Now the heavy metal is like a silver. The Ginny Bee Blue brings in that teal color that was in a flower that I pulled. And then the Chance of Rain is like that navy blue color that absolutely turns out perfect. Now I absolutely love how this turns out. I just wanted it to be splatter based and not much like the smooshing technique. Excuse me. Sorry about that. It was hanging on and I was trying not to sneeze. So sorry. But essentially that teal color turns out really, really, really well for what I want it to look like. And I just do a bunch of splatters. That's what works well for this. And I absolutely love how that turns out. The splattering for this worked perfect. And I do the heavy metal at the end as well. I don't add any of the other colors. I just do the heavy metal for like my end result. And so now it's dry, and now I can start to embellish. And every time, and you know, the magic of YouTube, I love the fact that the magic of YouTube shows everything, but I do try to leave everything in too for all of us, especially when I'm on a design team, like their, what do I want to say, their YouTube channel or their blog or whatever, because I feel that you get a full picture of what I'm doing. Now, if you're on my personal channel, that's a different story. I may cut out a little bit more than I normally do. But make sure that you go check out the group. Make sure you go check out the website. Everything will be all linked down below. She has an amazing amount of product that you can go check out in the website to get all of these products. And just look at all of the inspiration you can get for the design team. And for anybody else that posts and lets us know what we have done and what you guys like. So leave a comment down below. Do you like to fussy cut or do you not? It's always a conversation that I have with tons of my my group of friends. And I'm one of them that will fussy cut and where others will not. And so I'm just curious on what you guys think of your fussy cutting. If you are a fussy cutter or not, because I did a lot of fussy cutting and got rid of a lot of the white space that was with the embellishments, and the feathers that you see me putting down right there are based off of a 6x6 paper pad paper to where I cut those out. Now in Missy Wooden's thing, she does 2 different clusters with a bunch of colors. Now for her, she did more of the smooshing technique because I remember this layout on the hip kit. Not the hip kit, on her personal channel, sorry. And I absolutely love how it turned out, and I love the fact that mine kicked out that way as well. And it works wonderful together for my inspiration piece because I'm a huge Missy Wooden fan. And I absolutely love how this turns out, and getting inspiration from anybody and everybody, it works wonderful, especially on Pinterest. Pinterest is like my go-to. I'm going to watch everything, I'm going to look for everything and watch for everything and pin everything so that I can do it myself. as well as, you know, for anybody else, I'll pin it to my board. So I will link everything down below, as well as, you know, this stuff that Steph likes to link with the shop and the subscriber and all of that kind of stuff. So my title is going to be Beautiful Dream. Now, I absolutely love this. It turns out well. The stickers helps me guide and get a little bit more of extra little pieces in here. I just love how it turns out, just adding these little bits and bobs, if you want to call it, towards this. I just love how it, you know, works and turns out for this particular collection. And yeah, so I'm almost done here. I did do a little bit of pewter edging to it so that it wasn't a distinct edge. Now, I spaced that I had these in the kit, so I can't wait to use these on my next collection because I really love how these turned out. So I can't wait to use them. I think they're going to be wonderful. So it's a lot of the green color, and it works perfect in the color base of the blues and greens. So I can't wait to dive a little bit more into these because I forgot that we had them. So this time I used more of just the pink paisley kit, but I will use those as well in my next one. So I'm going to do my journaling. You will see my journaling on camera, and then I'll add a few more things. And then that is pretty much it. The still shots are coming up. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the Kitaholic Kits, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!